Good evening, and welcome to Hanging with the Walkers. Here with my host and co-host, Rogers Walker. Welcome everyone to Hanging with the Walkers. So excited to have you tap on tonight. Tune in tonight from wherever you are. If it's AM, good morning to you. If it's afternoon or evening, good evening to you. And welcome to another awesome segment of Hanging with the Walkers. As you can see, it's just me and my better half that's in the spirit. I can't reach out and touch him, but understand and know that he's still here and he's right here in my heart. So don't think for a moment that he's not with us. He is definitely with us. But tonight, in person, we have someone that I am so excited for you to meet on tonight. We want to welcome her to our Hanging with the Walkers family, uh, Senior Airmen Ar'Tyanna Kitchen.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ar'Tyanna Kitchen, and I cannot wait to give y'all advice and just chit chat tonight.
All right, all right. And I didn't listen. They are applauding because I didn't jack your name up. I said it right tonight, and that was a plus.
That is always a big thing.
Oh my goodness.
Pronunciation of my name, literally.
Yes, it. I have been practicing to make sure that I said it right so that I wouldn't jack it up again. But welcome to Hanging with the Walkers. I'm so excited that you were able to stop long enough to hang out with us to begin to share some insight about being in the military as a woman, as a woman of color, and then as a young woman of color in the
Right.
military.
hmm
So I want to start by asking this question. I've got to a point to where I throw this one out there without even preparing you for this one. Tell us
Okay.
who Ar'Tyanna really truly is. Who is Ar'Tyanna Kitchen?
So, Ar'Tyanna Kitchen is a very hardworking woman who come from very humble beginnings. Small city in Florida. Not many people know, but Fort Pierce, Florida.
Yay!
Yes, Fort Pierce, Florida, 772. But I'm just a very hardworking, laid back, outgoing individual. I enjoy a lot of alone time, but I'm also very social. So it's just like hot and cold with me. I can flip it on, I can flip it off. Yes, I can adjust to any environment. And I just really just love being here for people, encouraging people, giving them advice. So that's really who I am through and through.
So, what's the one thing about Artiana that no one really knew? They know you're social, you know, you can go from hot to cold, understand who you are, where you come from, what you represent. But what is the one thing that those that are in your circle did not know about you?
Um, a lot of people in my circle when they first meet me, they be like, "Oh my gosh, I think you're very like standoffish or mean." But then they meet me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're so nice and you're so vulnerable." A lot of people don't see that side of me because I've just grown up with all brothers, so I always had to put in a hard shell and be tough. So a lot of people around me don't know that. Yes, I got feelings too. I'm actually very sensitive. If you actually get to know me, so I think that's like the main thing where people, when they get inside my circle, they like, oh gosh, she's not as hard as she looks or as she seems on the outside.
We have to put that protective defense mechanism. So, tell us about your family, mom, dad, brothers, sisters.
Yes. So I have my mom, Leticia Collins, and my dad, Arthur Kitchen. I
Mhm.
come from a very close knit family. I have two brothers. I have one sister. And it's just like growing up, I really grew up in the household with my brothers, but now I have a strong relationship with my sister.
That's
I also
awesome.
have two younger brothers as well. And I love both sides of my family. We can come together, coexist, and it's just a great time.
I love
All
it.
of my cousins, I'm super grateful for them. Like, as we grow up, you don't realize how important family is.
Hmm.
So now that I'm in like my mid 20s, I really see that they're all I have, and I just love them so much. They always are so supportive with everything, basic training, just all milestones of my life. They've been there, so I'm super grateful for them.
So, how many years difference in between you and your sister?
So me and my sister were actually like 1 year apart, but for
Okay.
a little while we're the same age. So yes, yes.
That's neat. That's neat. So
hmm
So who turns first?
So she's older than me. So her birthday is actually in August. So she'll be turning 20. I think right now we're the same age, but in August she'll be turning 25. And then
Okay,
in January I'll be turning 25. So like we're
January
the same age.
January
Correct.
2026.
Yes.
Oh, so do we have an Aquarius in the house? Is that it?
Yes, I'm an Aquarius.
See, I've been told that they are mean.
See?
Um, I've been told that they are mean,
We're
and then
very, very thorough and very strict, but
okay, I
it's
like
the
the way you
other
put
side
that.
of us for sure.
I like the way you put that. I like the way you put that because I was raised in the home with my older sister who was an Aquarius, and I declare to you, I thought she was the meanest thing that walked the earth.
I totally understand that.
But as you said, just being firm, just being to the point. She was straight, cut and dry. She did not play the radio. She said what she meant. She did not try to hide her feelings. She did not try to pacify yours. If she said it, she just dropped it like a ton of bricks. And it's up to you how you took it. Like you could be
Yes.
crying, it doesn't matter. Well, I'm just telling you the truth. I don't know if you're gonna like it or not. So can you say that you're hardcore in that area?
Yes. Everything you just described is like you're talking about me.
Oh my God, I started on the Facebook page and I started, my mind started reminiscing and right in the middle of the quote, I said, I knew you before there was I said, never mind. And I just stopped typing.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, I wonder what she meant to say.
I was like, I knew her before there was a her. And I was like, okay, calm down. Stay professional. Don't break. My husband always say, you always be crying. Yeah, but it's just so it's just so awesome to see, because I know your family, I know your auntie, I know your mom and your grandmother
Mhm,
and all of them, and to see the product of her
mhm.
just made it even more special to me
Right.
because I know she was an awesome woman, so
Mhm.
it was just like an honor to say, okay, somebody got to hear, somebody got to see, somebody got to feel what we feel. I know her family does, but outside of the circle, outside of a circle that you have not partook of,
Mhm.
they need to see, hear, and feel what it is that her family loves about her. So I thank you for sharing that on tonight. So tell us your present position and which commission are you in?
So I'm currently in the Air Force. I've
Mhm.
been in for 6 years now.
Wow.
Joined in 2019, and my current job is security forces. And security forces is basically just like a police officer for the base. So we protect the
Wow.
base, security coming in and outside of the base, and all of the movements.
Oh my God, that's dangerous, isn't it?
Um, More
Oh,
so stateside is not, but when you deploy, it can become a little bit more hectic. But stateside is a little bit more relaxed.
listen, I hope I didn't just scare your mom to death just then when I say, is it dangerous?
No, she's so emotional. So
I was just watching her post, and I said to myself, not just one of her babies, both of her babies left home for her to be an empty nester. And not only did they leave home, but they didn't go to RCC, they didn't go to Vero, they didn't go to Melbourne, they went away, away.
hmm
And I said to myself, Lord, I need to pray for Tisa because I understand and know their emptiness, and then the fact that they are not within hands reach of her.
right.
She know how to pray, true enough, but it's just something about if something happens, how long is it gonna take me to get to you to see how my child is doing and to make sure that they're doing okay? So, oh my goodness. She said Armstrong household. That's your mom on here texting up above. And then she said, and you shared the same age with your brother too, she said.
Yes, me and my brother are the same age, but that's a little different because it's both for my mom and my dad. So
Gotcha.
yes,
Gotcha. So your sister, you all have the same mom,
dad.
dad. Gotcha.
hmm
Okay, gotcha. So
Yes.
yeah, they can work it like that when it's the father that's doing that.
hmm
So in the Air Force since 2019.
Yes. Time
Oh,
flies.
oh my goodness. And then you graduated in what year?
I graduated in 2019 from high school, and then I joined the military in 2019. So it was
Man,
back to back.
so you gotta tell me what and when did you come to the decision that I wanted to go into the military?
So throughout high school, I was in JROTC, but it was Army. So
Uh-huh.
that's basically just like Army program that you go through, and I did that for all 4 years. And
Mm-hmm.
I just knew like I liked the discipline. Um, and my teacher, he will always talk to us about the benefits of the military. But I knew right then and there I did not want to do the Army. I'm like, nah, they just a little bit too hardcore, you know, it's a little bit strict over there. So I started studying really hard, the different branches, the Air Force. You don't really see a lot of people talk about the Air Force because they do have stricter requirements to enlist.
Okay,
So I
okay.
just really started to study. You have to have a high ASVAB score to get the job that you want. And I just knew from then, growing up in the environment that I did, it wasn't always the best. The city, I just knew I needed to get away. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, what would be the perfect opportunity? And I'm like, the military would, for like college, traveling, new environments. So I just knew right then and there, maybe like my 10th grade year, I'm like, yeah, I'm joining the military, but the Air
So,
Force to be specific.
so looking at you, size, beautiful young lady, classy, sexy young lady,
Mhm.
one would not even perceive that the thought of the military would come into play with you. I'm still, I'm still grasping that. I understand about the ROTC. Don't get me wrong. I understand, how that works, and how they motivate them, how they, um, keep them in a certain line. But mentally, to say I want to close knit family,
Mhm.
everybody loving everybody, everybody supporting one another, not far from one another, getting along. And to know that mentally and emotionally, I am going to be away from all of the things and people that were my support system. Bam, I want to join the Air Force. I want to go to the military.
Right. And a lot of people, before I joined the military, I was modeling clothes and stuff like that. And everybody saw that for my life, which I still see that for my life as well. But I just knew somebody has to make the sacrifice. Somebody has to leave from the city to see bigger, to want bigger, because you never know who you inspire. You can even inspire your family members who are older than you. They're like, wow, if she did this, I could do this as well. So I just took a leap of faith. I still wonder about that all the time. Like,
Oh my
I really
God.
left home at the age of 19 and just did not look back. I got on the plane,
Oh,
went to basic training, didn't hear from my family because they take your phones, and I've just been excelling ever since. So you
come
just got to
on.
be able to take that leap of faith.
Listen, you just said a mouthful right then. You said age 19, point one. Point two, they take your phones and no communication with your family at all.
Right.
There could have been losses, there could have been disconnections, could have been anything going wrong, but they take your phones and no communication while you are going through what it is that you're going through. How was that?
Personally, for me, it was just a good reset. It's I believe in it's whatever you make it.
Okay.
So of course, not talking to my family or not knowing what's going on in the outside world. Yes, you can worry about that, but you're so busy in basic training, you're not even thinking about your phone. You're not really thinking about anything because there's always something for you to do. It was just a great reset for me. And then when my mom did call me, she's hysterical, and I'm just like, Mom, I'm just hungry, like, you know. And she's like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm just hungry. That's about it. But it's just
Wow.
mind over matter, honestly. Just knowing that, okay, after these 2 months, my life is going to go back to normal. So you just got to sacrifice 2 months, and that's
So
all.
8 weeks, no phone, no communication,
Mm-hmm.
nobody could call, nothing for 8 weeks.
You get like a phone call like every 2 or 3 weeks. One phone call though. So yeah.
So you get to call them or they get to call you.
They lock your phones up, so the MTI should come out and be like, "Hey, y'all have 30 minutes on like a Sunday to talk to however many you people you can talk to in 30 minutes." And that's how it go. You'll
Dang.
call them. If they don't answer, you just call somebody else. But once those 30 minutes are up, they take your phone again, and then you'll see it again in another 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I, I can't even imagine. Your mom says she is the toughest child that I had and the only girl. That's crazy. I think that's a compliment.
Mhm. It
I'm
is.
sure that's a compliment, right?
It is.
Wow. If you're just joining us, we have the honor and distinct pleasure of hanging out with Senior Airman Ar'Tyanna Kitchen from the Air Force. She's sharing with us about uh, life as an airman, life in the Air Force, life away from family, friends, those that she knew, support system, the whole 9 yards, and the mindset that goes along with that. I guess because, thinking coming from a close knit family, quote unquote close knit family. And when we say close knit family, of course, we just know something happens, it's ride or die, all of us in there together. And then to know that one stem is going to break away from the bunch and just make it happen. I have a twin brother. We are 18 minutes apart. And, he was trying to convince me to go with him.
Mhm.
And it worked for a little while, but I was close to my mom and I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. You can go if you want to, but I ain't doing it. So I thought that was going to stop him from going. But little did I know he signed up for the army. And when all I saw was the back of his head, I'm like, is he really leaving? Is he really leaving Fort Peters?
Yes. Yes, that's literally how it is.
Wow.
Mhm.
Oh my God. And then you get there and where were you stationed?
So originally, I did basic training in San Antonio, Texas,
Oh
and
wow.
then I was stationed in Valdosta, Georgia. So it's not really far from Fort Pierce. It's about 4.5 hours. So I'm not
Mhm.
far from home at all.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But still the fact that you went all the way to Texas. So
Mhm.
you left first and then your brother went to college later.
Yes, he did. Like a year later.
Okay, okay, okay. Poor Tisa. I know she was all over
But
Facebook.
she has my nephew and my older brother, so she still be hanging in there.
But it's not the same as somebody that I've raised and birthed in the world. And my child, yeah, it's a good thing and whatnot, but it's still not the same.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Man, that's all right. Listen, we are definitely proud of the fact, and thank you so much for your service in the military, being there, being available to protect and to serve, and then in that actual field, security forces. That means that you're really going to protect us. You're really going to look out for us in the midst of battle, and I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
When you explain to us you said the Air Force was the Army is stricter, you said,
Yes,
but the Air Force was more challenging to get into.
correct.
Okay, okay. And
Yes.
then what made you choose the position of airman? Or how does that work?
So if you don't have a degree, you just go in enlisted. Enlisted means that you go in and then you earn your rank. If you have a degree, a bachelor's degree, you can go in as an officer. You go through officer
Oh,
training school. Correct. So I just enlisted, but because I did JRTC in high school, I did go in with rank. So usually
oh,
people will have to earn the rank that I had, but I went in with that because of my past experience.
that's
So it's
awesome.
just like as you stay in the military, in the Air Force, you have to take certain tests to rank up to get to a new rank position. So,
Okay, okay.
mhm.
And is that challenging?
It definitely is because, for instance, the squadron that I'm in, there's like 200 of us that's all
Whoa.
working together. So it's like you have these things called EPRs. It's basically like your performance report for the year. You're competing with all these people, and they grade you to get certain points so that when you take your test, those points will count towards your test. So some
Uh-huh.
people get really high grades, some people get mediocre grades, and it's just all about how you study for that test, honestly.
Wow.
Yes.
So it is a competitive thing.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
So it's not like some of the things that we see on TV about how aggressive or how intense they get when it comes to challenging positions. They show it on TV, and you be saying, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely competitive for sure.
Wow. But not to where it get to a point where they get, aggressive and crazy and that sort of thing.
Some people feelings be hurt, of course, because like you perform all year and then somebody comes and take the score that you wanted. But I
Right.
just truly believe that everything happens at the perfect time. So if you don't make it this year, you might make it next year. So I
That's
don't
it.
really dwell too much on making rank. I just go to work, do what I need to do, complete my tasks, and whenever it happens, it's gonna happen.
That's
That's how I
awesome.
look at it.
That's awesome. And then
Mhm.
I know they say that there are different levels. You do the testing, and then you get to um, go up in rank. What's the
Mhm.
highest that you can go?
So enlisted, you can go to like a senior master sergeant,
Oh,
and
wow.
then officers like they're like majors and generals and all that kind of things.
So, what's your mindset? How far do you want to go?
Honestly, I'm to be completely honest, I'm transitioning out of the military, so I'm like at the end of my career. I've been going to school, so I'm almost done with my degree, and I just want to
Okay.
kind of transition into the civilian side and just work inside that career field.
Nice, nice. So
Yeah.
you're ready to leave that behind you and just come back
Right.
to this world?
Yes.
And do you think to yourself where you're going to land or where you're going to plant roots at?
Yes, I'm a Florida girl through and through. Of course, I don't want to move back to Fort Pierce. However, I
Oh,
do.
come on, come
I
on.
don't. I don't. I'm gonna come visit, but I don't want to move back there. I'm actually relocating to Tampa, Florida, so
Okay.
that's where I'll be finishing my degree at, and that's where I'll be until I decide where I want to go next.
Okay, okay. You'll be over in my neck of the woods. We are in a little city. I shouldn't say little because we are growing by leaps and bounds, but it's called Waimama, Florida. And we
Oh.
are maybe 15, 20 minutes from the Tampa airport.
Oh,
There's
okay.
like a Sun City, which is like a retired community. So we're between that retired community and Riverview, if you've heard of Riverview before.
I have. Hmm.
So we're not far from Riverview. So you'll be over here in my neck of the woods, and quite a bit of military people that's over here, and then we're a military family because my father was military, retired
Hmm.
out of military. My uncle Navy, my other uncle Army, my brother Army. So just cousins, so many relatives that decided to go to the military when they came out. So we got kind of like used to the different family members leaving,
Hmm.
going to do what needs to be done. But the older generations are the ones that actually stayed in until they retired.
Right.
Um, and that's not something you've ever thought of.
I just think in this society, people see like the military as, oh, you have like the older generation, like you said, they like you have to do 20 years.
Right.
But we're evolving as a society. And it to me, it's just not worth it staying in for 20 years because it's just like I can go out and actually do something that I really enjoy doing and I can make that a career. Like I just think we have so many different outlets and maneuvers that we can work through to just really do what you enjoy. I think the military is a great starting point. You can take what you need from it and go. Like you don't have to do 20 years no more. Like you can just take what you need and work with it and just prosper in something else that you really want to do in life.
So, and I'm putting that in the quote, military is a great starting point.
Right.
If there's some young person that's on the line tonight to understand and know that it's not the negative that we have heard from before. Um, I guess that's I'm trying to say it nice. Um, we've heard so many horror stories,
Hmm.
um, enlisting in the military, going through your basic training, and all of a sudden, you hear all kind of crazy things that's going on. But that's not so, is it?
Um, to be completely honest, I think the military is just like any other job that you would have. I'm gonna specifically just speak on my experience.
Right.
There's not always gonna be it's not gonna always be like peaches and cream. Of course there's gonna be some bad days. it's just like what you're willing to put up with, honestly. There are horrific things that happen in the military, but I think there's bad things that happen in any job, you
In
know.
any job. That's it.
Sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice. Sometimes you are gonna have to sleep out in the woods for a day or two. Some days you can only work for 2 hours and go home, you know. So it's just like things happen everywhere, just not in the military. So
Okay.
yeah, that's my take on it.
Because you hear that and you think to yourself, okay, so is it what we think, or because sometimes we can get crazy and start thinking all kind of foolish things, and
Hmm.
it is nowhere near that. And then working where I was working in the OBGYN, I ran into a lot of young ladies with the doctor's office that I was working for in Fort Pierce. Everybody knew her. So whenever it was time for a GYN exam, they'd always come back home to this particular OBGYN that I was working with. So I got to hear some things from the inside that was for my ears only.
Hmm.
And then, but I still didn't judge because I know weirder things have happened. We interviewed another young lady. From the Tampa area. She's an author. She did, I think, 6 years in the Army. Then she
Hmm.
got out and she explained, the plateau and, how you go in rank and that sort of thing. So it was nice. And I'm like, okay, so Air Force. So that's a different cut and a different take to hear, her side, what it is that she's going through, the challenges that you've met, getting to where you are as a senior airman.
Hmm.
So I was just really fascinated by that and just wanted to hear from the other side of how you can get ahead, and then share with us some of the benefits you think of being enlisted in the military.
For one, the military offers free schooling, so I think that's in this society, not having to worry about paying for school is a big advantage. You can go up for your bachelor's degree, your master's degree, paid for. You don't have to stress about where that money's going to come from. On top of that, you can still apply for financial aid, so you can still make more money on top of that. So that'll be more income in your pocket. The military also offers BAH, which is whatever city that you're in, they see how much rent is and
Mhm.
they will try to match that. So you get
Oh, nice.
military, yeah, so you get allowance for housing as well as food. So you also get BAS. So you can use that money to go buy groceries and things like that. That's another advantage. And also traveling. I've traveled to a lot of places overseas, stateside, completely free on the military. I've seen so many different cultures. So, and then you just meet the best people. Like I've met some very genuine people in the military because we're all going through it at the same time. We all know how each other feel. And those are just bonds that I feel like you can't just make on the civilian side world because, everybody goes home at night to their own life. In the military, there's a lot of times where we're just all sleeping together for months at a time. So we are a new family that we have created. So I just really am grateful for the bonds and the traveling experiences and things like that.
So some of the countries or places that you've seen since you've been in.
So I've been to Croatia, I've been to Kuwait, I've been to the United Kingdom,
Wow.
um, I've been to California, I've been to where have I been? I've been to a lot of places. London.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, so there's been a lot of places that I've traveled to with the
So
military.
the countries I we interviewed a young lady, 27. She's been to 13 countries, and she has taught in four of them, like
Mhm.
Japan and China, um, and went to countries that what you see on TV is not necessarily what we hear and see. And
Yes.
to be able to go and teach English as a second language. She said every now and then you run into a little disrespect because she was a single female,
Mhm.
traveling abroad, alone. But she says nothing like what we hear, or all the ugly pictures that we paint and everything. So I always
Mhm.
get excited about that because that Joshua generation will take flight and just leave us back here like, okay, you don't want to go, you don't want to experience it, that's fine with
Mm-hmm.
me, but I'm going. So
Right. Yes.
and this is Jawan saying, hey Artiana.
Hey.
And then also on YouTube, Darcel Denise Collins, she said, hey niece.
Hey. Y'all all tuning in.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I don't know if you remember my nephew Jakeem.
I'm not sure.
It's your mom used to hang with Keela long
Hmm.
time ago. I don't know if you remember that.
Probably so. I don't even
Okay,
remember names, but I definitely remember faces.
when you see faces, yes, yes, yes. She said, "Man, my mama heart can't take too much." There's your mom. I'm trying to see. Just all of a sudden now, it's not letting me. Like the ones that are not my friends, for some
Hmm.
reason, it's trying to block that. But I'm gonna share it to your page,
Okay.
so that either way they can still tap in on there. If you're just joining us, we are hanging out with the beautiful Artiana Kitchen. She is a senior airman in the Air Force. Joined in 2019, doing some great things. Have seen and done some, visited some great cities. And the boldness is something that I know that is just extraordinary. Like I won't say no fear. Was there ever a time that you just um, became nervous or homesick or?
Believe it or not, I get homesick all the time.
Uh-huh.
Especially like on holidays. I've expressed to my mom before. I'm like, holidays just don't feel like holidays anymore to me
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
just like you're so used to not being with your family on these days. So like Christmas doesn't feel like Christmas or Thanksgiving doesn't feel like Thanksgiving. But I'm just so grateful for my parents and my family because my mom will come down here in an instant. On Christmas, she spent Christmas with me. It's those little things like that that really just make me feel better because it does for sure get lonely. Just imagine just going to work every day and then just coming home. I wish I can just get off of work and drive to my mom's house, sit on her
And
couch
hang
so
out.
she can
Right,
cook.
right.
But I just know it's just for a greater cause. It's not gonna be forever. So
Exactly. It's
yeah.
temporary. And I guess that is the mindset that you have to have, that you need in order to survive. Because if you
Hmm.
don't shift to that mindset, there's no way that you'll ever make it.
Right.
If you think of everything else that's actually going on, I promise you, you'll never survive.
Hmm.
I still laugh today, all these years later. I had an opportunity for a full ride to go to Florida State in Tallahassee. And listen to me. All I said to myself, I am not going that far away from my mama because she don't drive like she used to. Little did I know it probably would have been the best opportunity of a lifetime. I did
Hmm.
finish my nursing career at IRCC and whatnot. Got to see some great things and some great people. I did quite a bit of traveling after I got through the college, but it was just a thought and the mindset. And when I saw on Facebook that you were enlisting in the military, I'm like, dang, she did it. She
Hmm.
left the fort. She didn't even look back. She just said, I'm gonna do this regardless of the fact. And I'm like, kudos.
Yeah, I truly believe though, like, it's just how you feel about certain situations. Some people know they can't leave. And if everybody left, who would still be there? So there has
Right.
to be people who stay behind. And it has to be some people who be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just take this leap of faith and I'm gonna leave. So it's
And
all
I'm
about balance.
gonna give somebody else courage to do the same thing. That
Mhm.
it's okay to leave. It's okay to um, do change. It's okay
Mhm.
to say no. I'm not going to stay where I am. I'm going to do something that's a little great. I'm going to do something different, for lack
Mhm.
of a better way to explain it. Nikki Dorsey saying, "Hey, Artiana." John Kitchen saying, "Look, Penny."
There he
So
goes.
that's it. That's it. So they're giving shout outs on the YouTube page. But I think that's awesome because somebody somewhere is watching your life. Somebody somewhere is saying, you know what? If she did it, I can do this too.
Right. Right.
And I
It
think
is,
that's what
yeah.
it
It's
truly.
so crazy because on my TikTok platform, I just post videos and they just blow up, and then people start messaging me like, "Hey, I seen your video, you inspired me." And I'm just like, "Wow, there's really people who are watching, who are
Yes.
looking, who are inspired." And I'm like, you never really know, cuz you like sometimes you can just start to feel very complacent, or you're just like, "Oh, I'm not going hard enough." And then it's those comments that be like, "Hey, I'm proud of you. Keep going." So it's just like
Oh,
people really are always watching.
that's it. They don't know
Mhm.
you. That are just relating as a quote unquote mom figure or father figure or sister figure. Just thinking to themselves, they become attached to who you are as a
Right.
person.
Mhm.
They don't know personally Artiana, but they know you as a person on the TikTok sharing some things, questions, situations that you're going through. And I'll be laughing when I tap onto the page. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That makes sense what she just said. It'll always be at the right time. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. This is John Kitchen. Oh, that John Kitchen said, "Little Penny." Um, oh, who's this? Somebody is just say M. Hi, you're looking good, little cousin, but I don't see a
Aw,
name.
thank
So
you.
it just said M. So okay. But yeah, so I just think that it's so awesome that in our own little way, once we make a decision, our life could change the trajectory of someone else's because of our decision.
Right.
And I always say that it's LaMonica.
Mhm.
Okay, that's who said you're looking good, little cousin.
Thank you.
LaMonica. It's always our yes that could change things for someone else.
Right.
And it's not a what if,
Mhm.
because we understand and know that our yes will cost us. Yeah, our yes will cost us now, um, family time and that sort of thing. But when you plant a seed and begin to grow in your life and in your walk, it will be a season that someone else says, you know what, I remember when Artiana did that.
Mhm.
And look how far she's come. Look at the mark that she's made. And now I'm at that point and I want to do the same thing. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, it's so crazy because when I joined the Air Force, as soon as I finished basic training, there were so many of my friends or just young girls from Fort Pierce that reached out to me like, "Hey, I want to join the military now. I want to join the Air Force. How can I get inside the Air Force?" And I have helped maybe like five
Nice.
young ladies from Fort Pierce join the Air Force, and they always text me like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful for you. You pushed me, you taught me, you didn't gatekeep anything, no information." And now they're in the military, thriving. And I
Wow.
just really feel like it only takes one person to just inspire other people. And I'm just so grateful that I can be that person to people, and just so they can see like, if she do it, I can do this too.
Your
So
auntie Nikki said, can she enlist? Do they have a senior citizen program? Listen, she already know that if she go in the military, her husband coming behind her, he can't enlist with her, so she got to try to figure that part out.
exactly,
Because wherever she
exactly.
goes, she know he right behind her. So
Yep, they gotta take both. You gotta take both.
and they don't have. I've seen a lot of videos with the husband and wife, joining the military together. So
hmm
is that in your cards anywhere to eventually become a wife, a mother?
I of course I do want to get married one day, but as far as children, I know my mom's gonna be so upset when I say this. I really don't want any children. Like I don't have any desire to have children.
No.
Yeah, I don't. But maybe that will change. But right now, I just really don't see that in my future. Like I just want my brothers and my sister to have kids, and I can just be the auntie that's gonna come and show out for my nieces and nephews. Yes, that's what I see for my life. But I really don't have no desire to have any kids. Sorry, mom. But we will
So
see if that changes one day.
so that means that when you do meet your Boaz, you're going to say, "Hey, I don't want to have any kids."
Yeah, I will definitely be open about that. And then, honestly, if that's a situation or a conversation that they really do want one, we can go and talk about that. But as far as right now, I'm 24 years old. I love coming home and doing whatever I want and leaving whenever I want. I travel a lot, so that's where I'm at with it right now.
So on and off and jumping on and off of planes, right?
Yes, I'm always traveling. I'm always somewhere new.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you're just joining us now, we are in the house with Senior Airman Ar'Tyanna Kitchen. If you're not able to get on my Facebook page, Barbara M. Walker, I did share it to her mom's page, Letitia Collins, and also to her page to be able to view it. All of a sudden, we want to have issues tonight. I haven't had issues, but that's okay. We understand why, because of the information. Deanna Smith said, Pooh. Antoinette K, LaDon Kelly, um, John Kitchen. Hold up now. What you mean lead the kids to your brothers?
Exactly that. Leave them to you and my
you
other
know,
brothers. Yes.
listen, you can call her, call in at 727-731-0128 and voice your opinion. You don't have to just print that on the YouTube page. You can hustle up some and call in at 727-731-0128 and let her know what you mean. Y'all have the kids and I don't have no kids.
And hey, Pooh, and hey, everybody else.
See, I know what it is. Like I say, you don't want to defy that body. Let me say it like that. You want to keep the body tight. Is that it?
No, I just
Uh-oh.
don't want no kids.
And listen, you got to explain that to me. You love your sister, you love your brothers, you love the family thing, but the Ar'Tyanna Kitchen does not want to bring little AKs into the world. What's up with that?
I don't know. It's just like, okay, so I used to have a dog and I used to babysit the dog. A dog is a lot of work. So I'm like, oh my
Yes,
gosh, like a
yes, yes.
kid? I'm like, nah, my mama really gonna have to move in with me and help me because it's like, I don't know. I think my mind will change as I get older. I think it's just normalized for people to have kids at this young age, and I'm just like, I don't know how people could do it. Like, I haven't even figured out my life all the way yet. So it's like, if I do bring a kid in, I know it's not gonna ever be a perfect situation, but I just want to be very settled and comfortable at where I am in life. And right
That's
now I'm
awesome.
in grind mode, so no
That's
kids.
awesome. That's the maturity of the mindset. And shout out to your mom for being there, for holding you up, for encouraging you, for
Hmm.
letting you be you, because that's so important. Sometimes, again, as I said earlier, um, that yes can cost us. That
Hmm.
yes to have kids at an early age, and as you said, even a pet is a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
So that when you get to a point where you say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna have a baby. I know it's a lot of responsibility, and yes, I understand because my mom moved in with me when I got pregnant. Let me see who we have on the line. Good afternoon. You're calling in to Hanging with the Walkers. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
Well, hello, beautiful ladies. This is Leticia Collins.
How are you?
I'm well.
All right, all right. And I know you call in to address that conversation.
Yes, ma'am. Mommy,
Mom,
gonna give me some grandchildren, at least one.
no.
But seriously,
No, you better go ask your son.
so seriously, I want to just say how proud I am of you, Ar'Tyanna. I'm so
Thank
proud of
you.
you.
How sweet is
I
that?
love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you.
Oh, bless her heart. I just remember while we have her on the phone, she used to hang with my niece, Tequila, long time ago when your grandmother was still living. She was always so shy and reserved. She was always classy. Her hair was done. She
Hmm.
made sure she looked good whenever she stepped out.
Yes.
And then I said to myself, Tisa having babies. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe Tisa having babies. And then here all of you are. And I'm like, dang, Keela, you're not gonna give me no. I'm not gonna be a great aunt, Keisha had to do all the work, she gave me two, but Keela, you're not gonna give me no babies at all. No, she just said, auntie, I ain't doing that. She felt like you did. I'm not doing that. I'm not having no
Some
kids.
people just know.
Boy, I had them.
Yes, you did, and you did an awesome job. I know you are so proud of your babies, what they're doing and what they are accomplishing. And like I was sharing with Ar'Tyanna, they have a boldness that I'm not saying we didn't have it. Don't get me wrong. I know we had it, but that bond that we had with our parents, I don't want to say that we were still stuck to the apron string. Do you think we were still stuck to the naval cord? Is that why we still here? What do you think?
You know what? You say we had that boldness, but I'm gonna say I don't think I had it. Still don't have it.
Seriously?
But
You don't.
I'm so proud of all of my children. They just and to God be all the glory.
That's it.
Take no credit. I take no credit. I was tough on them, but to God be the glory,
That's
because
what I'm talking about.
turned out to be phenomenal children, not just because they're mine, but I mean, we had our struggles. I think the struggles made them go harder, and I just cannot thank God enough for them in the way that they turned out.
Your sister picking at you. She says she know you crying right now.
She about to start.
She need to leave
Keep
me
letting her
alone.
go. She gonna start.
And I remember, Nikki, I'm telling you, I've been knowing your family for a long time. So I was just as proud of you all as they were, as family members. Like, she don't even know who I am, but I'm gonna make sure she know who I am, because I remember when that was not a her. So
Right.
Let me say this. I hope Keela's on here watching, because she's gonna text me talking about how in the world Penny done got hooked up with Barbara. I say you leave her alone. That's her auntie.
Listen, I keep trying to tell them I will find them. The world needs to know that our nieces and nephews are doing some great things. We adopt other people's children. We adopt other people's families. Her mama and them became our family. My mama fed them. So, I mean, that's how we were raised in that community.
Right.
And then, like I say, for you to spread your wings and say, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for all of those that may have had a desire and were afraid to jump.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's what you did. We have an apostle. She said that anytime you have a fear and you are scared of height, she said, climb to the highest step, and then jump. And if you succeed that, then do anything that your heart desire. Do what it is that God called you to do, because we're just afraid of the jump. We're afraid of the height. So just find some steps somewhere. I'm like, dang, really? Seriously? It's not that easy. You got to find more than some stairs to jump off of, to be jumping out of planes. You jump out of planes too?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Oh, like, oh my God.
That's not my thing.
No, you ain't doing that
for somebody else get a chance to come on.
Okay. Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. I love you, Auntie, and I love you, Mommy.
I love you too.
Oh, how sweet is that? We got Mama calling in. Listen, everybody don't have that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm super blessed for sure.
That's it. Good afternoon. You're calling into Hanging with the Walkers, who we have the pleasure of speaking with. Say that again.
Jonathan Kitchen.
Okay, all right. We got to hear from you. Please tell us.
Yeah, I just wanted to call and ask Ar'Tyanna a question.
Okay, what's the question?
Yeah, so you basically touched on how you inspire people. A lot of times, you push out your content, you do what you have to do, and you never know who it actually touches. So outside of that, how do you find your motivation and a whole new experience in a whole new city And did that come instantly, or did it come after someone told you that they're proud of you? Like, just let me know your thought process on how you, like, find that motivation every single day.
Yeah, so when you join the military, you're going to hear a lot in basic training. Find your reason. Remember why you joined. And I always trace back to that. I just knew like I wanted a better life. I just wanted a different outcome. And I know that I wanted to be the person who stepped out so that people around me can see, dang, yes, I can do this too. It's not untainable. So I think just always tracing back and like, oh my gosh, no, you can't quit. You can't do that. No, I know your family always gonna support you, but there's people watching you. Like, just keep pushing. There's a reason why I joined, and I always try to trace back to that. Family is a big reason. And just myself, I know what I want out of my life. I just know what motivates me. And for instance, what motivates me is just wanting a certain type of lifestyle. And I know that I'm going to have to work hard for that lifestyle that I want. And of course, I'll all of a sudden when people just randomly say, "Oh, I am so proud of you." And that just makes me feel like, "Oh my gosh, okay. So I am doing something right. I am on the right path," because I have a problem with reaching one goal and immediately trying to go to the next thing. And I just know we just got to step back and just be grateful for where we are in the moment, because these are literally times that I have prayed for back at home when I used to live with my mom and stuff. Like, I just always knew that I was different. So when you know that you're different, that kind of puts you in a whole different category to hold
Yes.
yourself to a certain standard and don't settle for nothing other than that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Okay, I got just one more question. I guess I wanted to ask too, like for what I've known Ar'Tyanna to be, like, she's probably one of the most fearless person like ever. It's crazy because like growing up, I was always kind of bigger than like everybody. And then she was the middle child, but Ar'Tyanna was always so fearless. So with that being said, I really wanted to know, like, you saying you're starting a whole new experience, like, pivoting from the military, and you really don't know what's next. So, like, is there any fear when it comes to, trying to figure out what's next, or you already got that, handled?
I feel like when people say they don't, be a little scared, a little bit fearless, I feel like you should be always scared of your next step. You should
Okay.
always fear your next step, because if you're not, that means you're not dreaming big enough. My dreams
Wow.
scare me because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to be able to obtain this? But with faith in God, I know it's attainable. Whenever my dreams start to feel like, oh, I can reach this at my fingertip, that means I'm not dreaming big enough. So
Oh
of
my
course,
God.
my next step, I can prepare myself, but whatever God has aligned for me, it's gonna fall into place. So that keeps me not worried. But do you get a little anxiety or fearful? Yes. But worry, never, because I know God gonna always take care of me. But it's just like you can't make these goals without putting forth the work, and God gonna meet you halfway. So that's what motivates me. So to answer your question, yes, I have a little anxiety, but yes, I also know that I'm gonna be okay.
Where you calling from, Jonathan?
I'm calling from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, I know you love it.
Yes, ma'am.
And how many
But yeah, I
pounds have
appreciate it.
you? How many pounds have you gained eating Louisiana food?
60.
Just a little too much. I'll be having to exercise now because it caught up too.
Oh
But
my
yeah.
goodness! And you the one with the
Well, I
grandbaby.
appreciate you.
You the one with the baby,
Oh, I'm so
right?
sorry.
You the one with the baby, right?
No, ma'am.
Oh yeah, nah, it's definitely not me. I'm
Okay,
not the one.
good, 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 good.
Yeah, nah, not yet.
Oh well,
But
praise
I
God.
appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
for
for
calling
calling
in. Bye.
in. How awesome is that? Let's see if we have another caller. Get at the. Okay, that was the last one.
Okay.
Okay, that was good. That was some really good questions, weren't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, yeah. He put you out there. And I make sure I put that in quotes. Find your reason for joining the military, and if your dreams are not scaring you, it's not big enough.
Right.
That's a whole nother segment all by itself.
Hmm.
Because we dare to dream big because of where we are, where we came from, limitations that we have seen from before, those that have gone on before us may have had a struggle, may have had to turn around and go back or quit, for lack of a better way to explain it. But like you say, you were afforded the opportunity because of Christ, that's in your life, because of the prayers that went forth before there was a you, to understand and know that there was a standard that had to be set,
Mhm.
and it had to be you. That's a song. There's a song that say it had to be you.
Mhm.
That is so awesome. Listen, I'm telling you, I am just as proud as if it was Tisa herself. I just appreciate you for coming to share these pointers on tonight. So the greatest thing about being in the military.
The connections you make, because there's not one state that I can travel to and I don't know one person.
That's awesome.
You meet so many people in the military, they're stationed all over the place, and it's just like every state that I go to, it's like, oh, my friend's stationed here. Oh, my friend lives here now. So I think the connections are the most important and the
That's
best
awesome.
thing from the military.
And then the least thing about the military.
Um, just time away from family. You miss out on a lot. Miss out on a lot of milestones for your family and stuff like that. So that got to be the least.
Got to be the least thing about it.
Yes.
But the greatest thing supersedes it with the connections. And as you
Mhm.
said, to be able to travel for free, going to see and meet people that you probably never would have met before in Fort Pierce.
Right. Mhm.
We got to admit that the
Yeah.
exposure alone. And then dreamers. Do you consider yourself as a dreamer?
Absolutely. Yeah. I dream a lot, actually.
That's it. It's something about dreamers and visionaries. We see things out of a different candle, out of a different light, um, because we understand and know that there's something out there greater than what we are experiencing.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that we don't like what's going on around us. We love what's going on around us, but we dare to be different and step out of that box. And then, like you say, because you're a leader, then I'm trying to set a trail. I'm trying to set a pattern for other people to see, other people to follow. That if I can do it, who I am, what I stand for, then
Mhm.
you can do it too.
Right.
And as you said,
100%.
the proof is in the pudding, because all the young ladies that you've led or talked to or encouraged to join the military,
Mhm.
and then they're not sad, they're not broken, they're excited about their career. That's
Right.
awesome all by itself.
Yes, it really is.
I love that. I love that. So, if you had to encourage someone right now, whether it be military, whether it be life, whether it being able to jump, what would you tell them right now?
My biggest thing is it's your life. You take control of your life.
Mm,
It don't matter where you come from. It don't matter how many odds were against you. You got to make that. You got to stop making excuses for yourself. You
that's
know.
it.
And whatever you do in your life, make sure you do it for you. Don't do it for your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother. Make that decision for you, because
Mm,
ultimately you know what's best for you. Don't be scared to step out on faith. It don't all have to make sense. All the puzzles don't have to add up. Um, but you're gonna miss out on your life if you're just living in fear, or you're just scared to take that leap of faith. So get out and do whatever you want, because life is really short. And make connections with people.
yes.
I'll say this all the time. It's not even about what you do, it's the connections you make, because they can put you in rooms that you never imagined. So don't be
Come on.
afraid to network with people and just be
Excuse me.
open to them, and just, everybody has a reason to be in your life. So don't be pushing people away. Everybody serves their little time in your life for a reason. And just keep going. Whatever you do, keep going. Keep your eye on the prize. And just remember that there's people watching you who's rooting you on, even if it's people that's not in your inner circle. So just keep going.
I like that. That's good. Do it for you and
Hmm.
stop making excuses. I think a lot of people have missed the bus, making excuses. I don't
Right.
want to go because my mom is sick or my dad is sick, or I can't go because of blah blah blah. And a lot of times we miss the boat by making excuses.
Hmm.
Um, It's not going to turn out right. My score not going to be right. They're not going to take me because of this, and this. But how do we know if we don't try?
Right. Exactly.
So we have to try. I love that. Love the opportunity. What's this? Dream my life my way. Says love this.
Oh, thank you.
And then, like I say, when this is over, I'll be able to go back in and make it live. I'm not even sure why it's blocking it again. But that's okay. We'll work it out. And I did share it to both pages and whatnot. But you
Okay.
said stop making excuses.
Right.
Stop making excuses. Do it for you.
Mhm.
I'm not doing it because it's gonna make a better place for my mom. I'm not doing it because my family needs it. I'm not doing it because of this, and this. I'm doing it for Ar'Tyanna.
Right. Yes.
And how personal and powerful is that? Um, what was the songwriter said? You did it your way.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
it. I love that. I love that. So, do you live in an apartment or you are on the base?
Oh no, I live in an apartment.
Okay, okay. And so
Mhm.
far, so good. Like you say, you've made friends, so you have people that are looking out for you and everything.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So we've had words to encourage. We had our phone calls that called in. We had mom that called in and shared with us and blessed us on tonight. I am just so excited about your life. I'll just say it like that. I am just so excited about your life. Anybody that's on our page right now, please go over to our YouTube page and subscribe to Barbara Walker 6795. I know that there's someone that is not on Facebook, but what you can do is go over to my YouTube channel, copy and paste the link, and send it to anybody anywhere in the world. You can do that. They may not have had a chance to get on tonight to be blessed by Ar'Tyanna. But even after the video is over, you can go to my YouTube page at Barbara Walker 6795 and then click the subscribe button, subscribe to my page, copy and paste that link. First, subscribe to my channel, then copy and paste the link, and then send that to someone else. If you're trying to reach out to Ar'Tyanna, let me just put her on Facebook. It's Ar'Tyanna Kitchen. On TikTok, it's Ar'Tyanna.kitchen, ARTYANNA.kitchen. And I promise you, it doesn't matter how old you are, the information and stuff that she shares, it is going to bless you. And believe you me, when you tap on, you're gonna say, "Dang, I was just thinking about that." That makes sense what she just said. Try
Mhm.
to, how some people that are older, when they hear a young person saying something, sometimes they have a tendency not to take the advice because it's a young person. We'll say, "Oh, she hadn't been anywhere, she hadn't done anything, she hadn't experienced anything. So what can she tell me?" Well, you'd be surprised because she's gone some places, done some things, shared some things with people, communities, folk that she didn't know because of who she is. So she has
Mhm.
the experience. You just don't think she have it because of her age. But you can't look at the age. You got to look at where God blessed her to be, and
Yes.
understand it. No, that she's dropping nuggets every day. She's sharing. She's talking about stuff that affects you, thoughts that you have had as old as you are. And it's something that will be able to bless you. So do me a favor and make sure you go over to TikTok and follow her on TikTok at ARTYANNA.kitchen or on her Facebook page at Ar'Tyanna Kitchen. And I know that it will bless you. Those that know how to pray, please pray for her. Now, if you don't know how to pray, you don't know how to get the word through, don't be trying to pray for her. Don't be trying to hinder blessings and her walk. Keep it to yourself.
Please. Please.
But if you have a real relationship with God and you know that you can get a word through, please lift her up in prayer.
Yes.
I understand and know she is fearless. She's still doing a great work. And there are some that may or may not even like the fact that God is blessing her. So we still pray for the unknown. We still pray for those that are ignorant and don't really understand what it is God is doing through her life, because she's really truly being a blessing, not only to us, but also to her family. And we appreciate you for doing that. Any last words, any last comments, any thing that you feel like that you need to share at this point with our audience?
I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. Shout out to my family, my mom, my dad, my cousins, aunties, uncles, brothers, all of y'all, my sister, and my nephew. I just want to say y'all motivate me every day, and everything I do really is for y'all. Thankful for my grandma, my granddads.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
yes, all of y'all. I really love y'all, my friends, and just everybody that I've come in connection with. I'm super grateful for y'all. Y'all keep me going. And just be a light to others, you know. You never know what people are going through. So just if you can be a listening ear, be a listening ear. I am getting my bachelor's degree in psychology. So if you need a guidance counselor
Woohoo!
in the future, hit me up and I got y'all with some counseling sessions. But
That's what I'm
yes, I'm
talking
super
about.
grateful for this opportunity and I really had a good time on here.
Oh my God. Listen, we have to bring you back. Got to be able to share that. During our Thanksgiving and Christmas season,
Hmm.
we actually do like a whole week to where we just different ones 45 minutes to an hour, they just share positive things,
Hmm.
positive thoughts, uplifting, because a lot of people have a lot of losses. There's a lot of depression and suicide during the holidays, so the
Right.
Lord gave me that vision. So every year for, oh my goodness, I think for the last 10 years,
Hmm.
um, I have been doing that, coming on live, inviting other people to come on and share a word. So I'm definitely going to reach out to you to, drop a nugget into someone's spirit and everything. And the reason why we do what we do is it was such a traumatic experience for me when I lost my mom. Oh my God,
Hmm.
I thought the world was coming to an end. I didn't want to eat. I had two kids. Lord bless my children. Thank you, Jesus. Somebody was looking out for them while I was going through my mental breakdown.
Hmm.
But the thought of saying that I don't want anybody else to get to a point where they're so connected and attached to where they take the place of Christ. Because I was so close to, I just thought life was over after I lost
Hmm.
my mom. I'm like, what do you do now? It was just that crazy. So I want to be, as you said, you getting your bachelor's in psychology. I want to be in that place to where I can pour into them. I can encourage them. I can let them know that he said he'll be a mother to you. He'll be a father, to the
Hmm.
fatherless. He's there for you. He never left us. We left him. And because of the fact that it was almost like an idol, that I just idolized her. Everything, all my decisions, everything, went through her. And the
Hmm.
only thing the Lord reminded me is, what about me? What does my opinion count in your life? Does it
Right.
matter what I think over your life? More
Hmm.
so than your mom. I gave it to you, true enough. I had to repent. I was crying, snot was everywhere, but I asked the Lord to forgive me because I really had become to that point till she was almost like a little God in my life. And
Hmm.
we make that mistake every day in people that we trust, people that we lean on, people that we cling to. We'll ask them about decisions for our life before we ask God. And
Yeah.
that's a sin all by itself. Like, you're not going to talk to me. You're just going to talk to your mom. You're going to talk to your husband. You're going to talk to, you're not going to ask me first, what
Hmm.
I think, what direction that you should go in your life. My opinion matters more so than them. So I just started out on this journey to try to help other people not lose their mind when it comes to loss. And just a reminder that there's a season that God gives us with our loved ones. And when that season is over, it's time for them to come with them.
Hmm.
So, what are you doing with the time that God has given you with the ones that you love? And that's why I'm so
Yep.
proud of you. The fact that you understood that, God gave me a direction. I'm
Hmm.
going to follow that. Not only am I going to follow that, I'm going to use this platform to be a blessing to other people. Not about Ar'Tyanna at all, but the fact that I want to bless other people. I want to encourage other people. And for that, I say to the prayer warriors, we need to cover her in prayer because she has a great responsibility as a young woman, as a woman of color, doing a great work on social media. And then after social media, then guess what? Going into psychology to be able to help some of us not lose our cotton picking mind. Okay.
Right.
All of that, all of that. So we have Katisha Lindsay. She said endless blessings. And then that girl, Keisha, is sending hearts.
Oh, thank y'all so much.
So they're definitely supporting. And Teeny Town is sending hearts also. So we
Thank
appreciate them for tapping in on tonight, supporting you, not only supporting you, but supporting the broadcast. When this gets ready to air again, we are also a part of the She Real Radio out of Atlanta, Georgia. And she randomly picks our Facebook Lives and she airs it on the radio station in Atlanta, Georgia. Not only does it air in Atlanta, but it airs in France, Italy, Spain, Germany, and I forgot what the other country is, but
Mhm.
she's connected to all of those places in our broadcast is aired in those countries. So I am excited. Whenever she randomly picks your video, then I'll make sure I tag you so that you know that your video is also going live on Shira Radio out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh wow, yes.
Oh yeah, definitely,
That's
definitely. So you'd
awesome.
be surprised. Yes, ma'am. So that's why I said anything that you feel. Oh, Nikki said she was trying to call in. Um, no, I didn't. We didn't get a missed call. I answered all of the calls unless she came in when Jonathan was calling in. 727 Nikki, if you're still trying to call in. 727 So, like I said, we appreciate your courage. Um, we appreciate the milestones that you have accomplished in your life. Um, and we're excited about the path that you're going to take in psychology. So you got to keep us posted. Got to make sure you stay connected so we can just continue to pray and connect with you and send out whole lots of love and encouragement to you while you're doing your thing. Let me see if she tapped in. Nope, that's not her yet. Okay. So your mom sent a message that Nikki was trying to call in. She said, I
Okay.
tried to call, but I have one question. What do you say to the naysayers?
Of course, there's always going to be people who look down on you or ones who didn't believe in you. There's a lot of people, even some family members who, when I say I'm going to the military, they're like, oh, why would you do that?
Right.
Why? Like, you know? So you just really can't, you got to tune that out, you know? People who don't believe in you, I'm gonna do it anyways. People who hate on me, I'm gonna do it anyways. So it's just kind of like it is what it is. Actually, that motivates me a little bit more because it just gives me that drive. Like, okay, yeah, I got to do this, so I got to show you. And those same people, they'll start coming around when you
Yes.
finally do it. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you."
Hmm.
Yeah, I bet you are, but you doubted me at first, you know. So you just can't let the negative get in your ear because I'm so blessed. Like I got so many people who support me. The two or three people who doubt me, it's just minute, you know. So
Hmm.
just don't
Hmm.
just tune that out. Honestly, you're gonna
That's
have
it.
haters all your life or people who doubt you all your life. You can't dwell on that though.
That's it. That's it. And I love that. I love the mindset. I love the um, that thought process. I got to go back to what you said earlier. Do it for you.
Hmm.
Stop making excuses. And if your dreams are not scaring you, then it's not big enough. Just
Right.
keep pushing. Find your reason for joining the military. And like you said, just do it. Just don't try to dwell on somebody else. Just do it. And again, as you said, that's so powerful. Just do it for you.
Hmm.
Because if you try to do it for someone else, if something happens, they don't support you, they don't back you, then guess what you're going to do? You're going to turn around and quit.
Yep.
But
Exactly.
if you do it for you, then you know that you're going to take it all the way to the max. So
Hmm.
again, we encourage you, we invite you to tap on and follow Ar'Tyanna Kitchen on Facebook, Artyanna. Don't forget the hyphen, and
Yes.
then TikTok, Artyanna.kitchen. This has been an awesome, awesome segment on tonight. I was trying to find this um, to make sure that we give her an opportunity if she was going to be able to call in. But we still answered the question for her.
Okay.
Um, we still put it out there for her. Oh my God, this has been exciting to me. Again, I said that just like a distant auntie,
Hmm.
just like part of the family.
Right.
And just know that I appreciate you. Just know that I am praying for you. I just know that all about hanging with the Walker's family. Definitely have your back. Even when you move over to the Tampa area, like I say, I'm right here. I'm about like 15, 20 minutes away. So
Okay.
you don't have to feel like you're by yourself. Just know that you still got somebody. Like you say, folks, every city, every
Yes.
state you go to, just know that
Yes.
we're here for you. Know that we love you, and truly, there's nothing you can do about it. And please, by all means, stay in contact with us and let us know when you get that degree and it's time for you to come back, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really
Okay.
appreciate it.
Love you too. Have an
Love
awesome
you.
evening.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
I never be the same. I never be the same. No longer walking change. Releasing all my pain. Not being oh so vain. Because I'm growing in your grace. And I'm growing in my walk. Growing in my talk. I never be the same.